Yeah. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Things That Matter with Marty McNabb. So, as many of you who've been listening or watching for a while know, I have been a personal historian and legacy artist for maybe 30 years at this point. Oh my God. And interestingly enough, I am back in the borough in Brooklyn right now, where it all began. So, my first business was called Memories Out of the Box. And with that, I help people create visual narratives from their photo, document, and memorabilia archives. So I have been, in other words, I tell stories with other people's stuff. So I love the stories that get attached to things. And so, needless to say, if you've been listening for a while, you are well aware of the fact that I have been connected with a wonderful organization called the Photo Managers. It used to be called the Association of Personal Photo Organizers and then Professional Photo Organizers. But now, because it's expanded to all kinds of work related to image management, they call it the Photo Managers. Well, I had the great pleasure to connect with my guest today through the Photo Managers. And as a matter of fact, a little over a year ago, she said yes when I invited her to do a show and tell at the in-person event of the Photo Managers, their conference in Denver of 2022. She's so lovely. We had such a nice connection. But when it came to being in Denver and the live in-person event with multiple fellow colleagues, she got really sick. And she came up to me early and she said, I'm not going to be able to do it. And it was so delightful that she did that. She went out of her way to say she couldn't. But needless to say, she'd already sent me a photo of the object, the thing that matters. And I have been dying to know the story ever since. So we finally were able to grab this time so that Ellen Massaro can share the story of this beautiful thing that matters. So with that, I will turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you, Marty. And finally, I'm here on your show. And yes, what a pity it was in Denver, but we made it.
Yes.
It took some time, it took some date and some misunderstandings about the time because I'm in Europe, I'm in Netherlands.
Yes.
but I'm here now, and well, the object. Shall I tell something about myself first, or shall I just start with the object and then?
Let's start with the object, and then I'll give you a time to talk about yourself.
Okay, yeah. Well, the object, I'm wearing it. It's my charms necklace. That's in my possession since my 6th year. I can take it off. Maybe I can show it closer.
It's beautiful.
It's a necklace with silver charms. There are 32 charms now. Wow. And it started, let me show it like this. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it started with 6 at my sixth year. I had had a very large operation in the hospital. I had been in hospital for 2 months, and after that, I got my necklace with 6 charms because I was 6 years old. I can show you a photograph later. 6 of them are still on it because later, well, how shall I tell it? With us in Netherlands, maybe in other countries too, you, as a girl, you had a charm necklace, and every year on your birthday, you got a next charm, or with special occasions. So in the years, my necklace grew, and I also received other loose charms, or I bought one. And the funny thing is, I've been wearing it all my life. It's not only when I was a child. I
Yeah.
also wore it when I was 16, and when I was 21, and when I was 30. And but it was smaller. It was the size of this. This was the real size. With it started with 6. I'll show you a photograph.
Yes.
Where I'm wearing it, and there I was 8 years old. Yes,
Oh.
it's not a very sharp photograph. It's with my pet, and you
Oh.
see here
Yes.
there are 8 charms there. So I was 8 years old there.
That helps
That
with
helps, yes.
dating your photos.
Dating detective, yes. But later I discovered a photograph on which I'm wearing it. I'm 20, 21 over here.
Oh.
And there are about 11 charms I could see with the magnifier. And this is a photograph. I think I'm about 20, 21 too. And there I'm wearing it too. And I wore it in winter, in summer, all the time. It was really mine. I never was too ashamed to wear it, because nobody did. I was the only one that was always wearing her charm necklace, sometimes together with other necklaces.
Oh.
And well, one of my favorites, one of the first 6 was the little mill. Let me see where it is. Now I can't find it, of course.
Of
The little
course.
mill, the mill, the mill. Where's the mill? Where did the mill go?
I
Yes,
saw
here.
it there.
Sorry. Well,
I
it
did
was,
see it.
this is a little mill.
Oh.
You see it?
Yes. Yes.
A
Yes.
little mill, but only with 2 wings,
Oh, yes.
because I was always turning them. When it was hanging here, I was always turning the wings. I was
Yeah.
always playing with it like this. So 2 of the wings broke. And one of the first 2 was, yes, because I changed this
The
was my,
order.
it's a doll stroller,
Oh, yes.
a little doll stroller. It was one of my favorites, and my favorites were also keys, because I liked them because they were so nice to play with
Oh,
too.
yes.
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 But well, the story goes on, because later I think I was 16, I got a bracelet with charms from my parents for my 16th birthday. And they were having charms all to do with the sea, with the beach, because I love the beach so very much. And one of my favorites still is this shell, this mussel shell.
Yes.
It's very
Yes.
delicate, but it doesn't break, because I was always. But I haven't been wearing the bracelet too much, because I don't like the wrinkling on my pulse.
Yeah.
And well, later I got some loose charms, like this is my zodiac,
Oh.
the Virgo. It was a loose one, and I went to a car museum I was very fond of. That's a charm I bought myself.
Ah.
So let me see. And
I love the lantern.
the lantern, yeah, that was the sea bracelet.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I do it in
Yes.
the wrong direction.
Yes.
And the dolphin was also, and this is a very old-fashioned beach chair. I love that one too.
Oh.
You know that type?
No.
No,
Oh.
it's made of wood-like material. How do you call it?
Really?
Cane. It's made of
Yeah.
cane in
Cane.
real. Yeah, that's a beach chair.
Huh.
And I've been doing a lot of surfing, so I
Oh.
got this from my husband then, and my son has been wearing it, and later I got it back from him. So it has been sailing around a lot. And well, and well, the nicest story actually is that, well, I had my necklace, I had my bracelet with 6 charms too, I think, 6 or 8. And then I inherited the bracelet with charms. No, yeah, the bracelet with charms from my mother-in-law, who died very short after we were married. And her charms were all, I think she bought it in Spain. My husband didn't know, but it's all made of filigrane.
Oh,
Filigrane, you know what I
yes,
mean?
yes,
You
yeah.
see this too? It's very
Oh,
delicate
yeah.
stuff. And it reminds me, and I loved it very much. I didn't know my mother-in-law I have only met her a few times because she was very ill when I met my husband.
Oh,
And she died very soon after we were married.
yeah.
But that bracelet it was bought in Spain, I think. They're all Spanish things. It reminds me of my first trip to a foreign country ever. That was to Spain. So,
Oh,
and I see here a little mushroom. I found that on the street. It was very
oh,
dear to me that I found a charm when I still was a child.
yes.
And a little
Oh,
heart I got from my husband.
oh,
That was a loose charm with a loose necklace, of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
But well, one day I decided. One day I was already a professional organizer, and about 10 years ago I had a very good business year, and not only that year, but that year's. Well, particularly, I thought I give myself a present, and I'm going to organize my silver my silver charms. So I gave the bracelets, the 2 bracelets and the necklace to a silversmith, and all those charms.
Yeah,
And I said, well, make something of it. Put them all together, because I had tried to, but well, it didn't work very well because you have to attach it very nicely. And well,
yes.
I thought I'll give that to myself as a present, to have
Oh,
one chain necklace with all my charms. And he made a very good job of it,
he
because
did.
it is very symmetric. He
Yep.
did the largest one in the middle, and then it goes up.
Yes.
Yes, it's very nicely done, and he cleansed it very well. And yeah, I'm so proud of this one, and this is really a part of my life because of that. It's all in all periods of my life. Some things are really represented by
Yeah.
it, and I'm wearing it not all the time, but well, in special occasions or when I feel like it. It's really mine, and it's really part of me. And then a few years ago, my niece had a project from her university, and that was a project interviewing people. Suppose you're going to move to Mars, to the planet Mars, and you can take 3 things with you, only 3 things, and everything will be taken care of, but 3 personal things. And one of the 3 was this necklace, the
Oh.
necklace, and my Swiss knife, and a little tin with dear photos. With photos,
Oh.
this is old photographs that I would like to keep with me.
Oh.
They're just in a box. They stay in a box. They are not
Yeah.
digitized or whatever. They were my 3 things.
Yeah.
This was the first I really thought of. So this has
Oh,
also been photographed by her, and it's in a book that they made of all people that showed that things. Also a kind of show
yeah.
and tell.
Yes.
3 things. That would be a nice one to think of.
Yeah.
What would you take with you? What would you really,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
say
wow.
goodbye to? Well, this is it, and I'm wearing it in summer and in winter, and like this, or yeah,
Oh, wow. Oh, that
yeah.
is so, so
Yes,
beautiful.
I don't think you can see them very
We can
well.
see them pretty well.
Not too close. Then you have to
Yeah.
see it like that.
Yeah.
The
It
black.
is that you're
Yes, I like this so very much that it's very symmetric, and I didn't even ask him to do so.
right.
And I'm sorry I didn't took I didn't take photos before and after because it was about 10 years ago that I did
Yeah.
that, and I wasn't too making too many photos at that time yet. I would have loved to see it before because it was
Right.
also it also became grayish. The silver
Yes.
always blackens a little, so
Yeah.
it wasn't too nice anymore. So sometimes I polished it, but
Yeah.
I always kept wearing it, and every time I wear it, always people come to me and say, "Oh, I still have that somewhere. Oh, how great you're wearing it!" And
Yeah.
or even men say, "Oh, my sister had something like that," or my wife is having. How
Right.
great you are wearing it! But that's what I like about it. I love to have stuff that I use to. I want to use everything I have. It's not
Yeah.
just decoration. It's
Right.
yeah.
It's
Well,
stunning. He did an amazing job
yeah,
with it.
yeah. I
Yeah.
like it very much.
Yeah. And we said everyone has a story. It doesn't necessarily mean it's an epic story or a huge story,
No, no.
but it's a story, and that's what's, every little one, every charm has a story.
Every charm has a story, yes. And it was chosen by someone to give to me, or it
Yeah.
was,
You
uh,
inherited it.
or I inherited it, or I found it in the street.
Yes. Even those found objects are amazing.
Yes, yeah, and yeah,
Oh, wow. That
yeah.
is
I
so,
still love it. I love it very much. Yeah.
I can see, I love it. I love seeing it in Denver, even though I didn't get a chance to hear the story, but now I get to,
Well,
now I
well,
get
the
to,
nicest story is actually that I'm wearing it all my life already, and
I
that
know.
I made an organizing project of it.
I know.
Yeah,
You gave yourself this amazing
yeah,
gift.
yeah,
So, and
yeah.
it's a way you connect with people. It's a way that you connect
Yes,
with your history and your
yeah.
story and your
Mm-hmm,
family.
mm-hmm.
And the sea, you
The
just were
sea,
talking
yes,
about going to
yes,
the getting some
yes. I
vitamin
love the sea.
C,
Yes, to
which you
be at
just returned from.
yes.
Yeah.
That's a big part of my life too. My family, when I was living with my father and mother, and I have three siblings. We were 4 children. We always went to the sea on Sundays. We made long
Oh,
beach walks. We lived
yeah.
not too far from the sea. In winter, always in winter and summer,
Yeah.
we always went to.
Anytime.
So it's a part of us too.
Yeah.
It's a part of me too. The sea. Always want to be near the sea when I go on holidays. I always have to see the seaside, seashore. I don't have to be on the beach all day or
Right.
doing bronzing things or so. I just want to be there to see the
Yeah.
end of the land. Yeah, yeah.
Right, I know. It's so interesting, Ellen, because I'm here, as I mentioned. Uh, my wife just flew in from Albuquerque because that's my part-time home, Albuquerque, with
Okay.
her
Yeah.
and her mom. And she flew in on Thursday, and then we went to Connecticut for this wonderful experience called Camp Indie for location independent people living
Oh, okay.
unconventional lives,
Yeah.
van lifers, but also full-time travelers, part-time travelers. What our friend Carolyn Gunter talks
Oh,
about,
good.
home
Okay.
basers, people who are
Okay.
home basers. Unfortunately, Carolyn was like, I want to go to it, but she's, as we know, is in Sweden.
Yeah. Yeah.
So hopefully the next time she'll be able to make it. But yes, so there's all kinds of ways to design your life. But we
Yeah.
did that, and then we came back to Brooklyn, which, as I'd mentioned, I lived here 28 years
Yeah.
before I started my digital nomadic life. And I brought my wife this time. And one of the reasons why I moved to New York and lived here for 28 years is that we're surrounded by water. And so,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
so
It
I
is.
have
Yeah.
that same feeling about,
Yeah.
and I moved so many times, but it's always, and that's what I love about, I loved Albuquerque, but I didn't see myself living there full time
Mm.
because of the lack of,
Oh, border.
yes.
Lack of
Yes. I
coast.
mean,
Yeah. Lack of coast. Yeah.
there was
And
water millions of years ago.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
But
you need a coast too. Yeah,
I
we
need
need
a
a
coast.
coast. Yeah, we need a coast. We have
Absolutely.
to be able to look over the water. Yeah.
I have that same feeling. But
Yeah.
interestingly enough, Albuquerque, because it was the bottom, the desert was the bottom of the ocean, it
Mm.
has that same ability to look out forever and ever and ever. It
Okay.
doesn't
Yeah.
have the coast in terms of the water, but it has that thing. And so now I'm just so lucky to call that my part-time home, my
Okay.
van, my part-time home,
Yeah.
Vermont, my part-time
So
home.
you're having 4 now.
Yes. What I've realized is that home is where the heart is, right? So
Yes, that's
wherever
right.
I go, and my
Yeah.
friends and family,
Yeah.
and obviously my wife now too.
Yeah.
So,
Now you, yes, of
right,
course.
right.
Yeah. Right. Great. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, oh my goodness, I can't wait. Well, the wait was worth it, Ellen.
Mhm.
Like it took us over a year to make this
Oh,
happen,
yes.
but the wait was absolutely worth it. And I'm looking forward to sharing this because I do think that you may be my first, yes, you are my first photo manager or photo organizer that I've had on my show so far.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But
I,
but you had a show in
so
Denver.
yes, but on my podcast or my YouTube channel,
Yeah.
as far as interviewing them, like you and me, just one
Mm-hmm.
on one, you're the first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm
I
honored.
know,
Yes,
I
I'm
know.
honored.
Well, like I said, I
And
was like, I'm gonna get this story. I've got to get this
yeah,
story.
yeah,
So now I do want to invite you to share with my listeners and watchers how they can, a little bit more about you and how they can find you and follow you and connect with you. I know you are in the Netherlands, so
yeah.
and I'm not sure I have a big enough audience that travels that far
No,
out per se. But you never know,
you
because
never know.
we never know who knows who knows who knows.
And
So anyway,
everybody knows somebody in the Netherlands. That's always the case.
I think I don't know,
You don't
except
know?
for
No?
you, I
Okay.
don't know
Well,
anyone yet, but now I
okay,
know.
yet.
So
Now you
yes,
know.
so I am
Okay,
going
okay.
to let you take the stage and again and share with
Okay.
my audience.
Thank you. Well, I live in Leiden, Netherlands. That's near the coast. And I've been a professional organizer for 23 years. You want to know my age? Yeah, well, okay. I'm 67 years old. I'm married, happily married. I have 2 sons and 2 grandchildren also. I've been a professional organizer for 23 years now, and the discovery of that profession was so great because all my life I've been doing lots of great, nice things, and always, but it wasn't. I always had to tell what I was doing. I didn't have a real profession. I always had nice jobs, and I was describing what I was doing, and it was always interesting. But now I found my profession as a professional organizer.
Yeah.
And 5 years ago, I met Kathy in Atlanta at the NAPO conference. Kathy Nelson, the CEO of the Photo Managers.
Yes.
I met her and the APO. At that moment, it was called APO. And then there I was really enlightened because, well, this is the icing on the cake of my profession as a professional organizer, because photo organizing, well, it really was something for me because I love photos. All my life I've been doing something with photos. I made photos at the early age already and was always organizing them or making something out of it.
Mm.
And of course, with clients, organizing clients, everybody has photos. So one day or another, we were always talking about photos, organizing the photos, but not always it came to an organizing project. But
Mhm.
now I really thought, well, this is really what I want, because I don't want to retire at all, because I love my work and I can work as much as I like, of course. I really love my freedom on that. being independent and well,
Yep.
I can decide what I want to do, of course, within my family and so.
Yeah.
But well, the photo organizing was really a find for me, and so very happy that I joined the photo managers 5 years ago too, and such a lot of information and friendship and knowledge
Mhm.
I can get from them. So I
Yeah.
was very, I'm very self. I, I'm able to take any job because I know there are a lot of people that know something that I might not know or have not experienced yet. So
Yes.
I'm really, I'm not afraid of, I don't say no to anyone with
Mm.
what job, because, well, in the meantime, I've learned a lot. I've had a lot
Yes.
of jobs, a lot of clients already.
Yes.
And well, I do a digital photo organizing and also analog photo organizing. And I love to have projects, well, a family project, a family history project, boxes full of stuff. It has to be, yeah, it has to be organized and making choices what to do with it. That's also an important, I think that's an important part of my work. Also
Yes.
as an organizer, I still have some organizing jobs, but majority is now photo organizing.
Cool.
But making the right choices about what to do with it. Why do you want to keep it? How do you want to keep it? For whom? Also with digital organizing, do you want to? What do you want to do with it? Does it need to be in a cloud? Because I'm also very sustainable conscious. I try
Mhm.
to be as sustainable conscious as possible. Not I don't force anyone to do anything, but I try to, well, to seek solutions that are yeah,
Yes.
sustainable, friendly.
Yes.
Yes. So, but making the right choices it's an important part, and then the execution of all the work. I can do it. Do a lot of things together with clients, because, well, Dutch people want to do everything by themselves. That's their first thing. So most of the time we start together, or they want to have some start from me, and then they work together. But a lot of people, well, it needs time, it takes time, and
Mhm.
that's the biggest part. I'm also a time manager, so it
Mhm.
really takes time to
Yes.
make have your project going. And
Yes.
I also take over a complete project of somebody. They give me everything and do something with it, organize it, make photo books, of course, when with a lot of um, uh, don't find the right word. A lot of the right communication, of course. I
Yes.
can't decide for them, but there's a
Mhm.
lot of communication involved, of course. And
Absolutely.
yes, I also do it remote. I also have clients abroad. So if
Oh,
you're listening abroad, no problem. If everything is
yes.
digitally online, I can do anything. I have even made a photo book online together with someone in Switzerland, and
Oh,
yeah, everything. Yes, if it's remote and everything digital and online, well, you can do. I can do any project, of course. And
yeah.
also, I really love to help people to decide to think about all the possibilities, because possibilities are expanding
Yeah.
terribly. Every
Yes.
day there will be a new app or a new program, and digitally spoken, yeah.
Right.
And
Wow.
I love, I'm also a creative person. I also do graphic design. I also love make nice books, beautiful books. So
Wonderful.
it's really, I can really, well, do
Yeah.
everything I love in this
In this
profession,
field.
in
Oh,
this field. Yes, it's really great. I'm so
that's,
happy I found this. Yes, I am so
yeah.
happy the photo managers exist. I'm so happy. Yeah.
And we're so happy that you found us and that
Yes.
we're, like that we found each other because
Yes. Yes.
and yes, of course, my listeners, both that are looking for help with their digital collection
Mm.
of images, you can help them from anywhere. So that's the
Yes.
big thing is people. That's one of the purposes of this podcast and show
Yeah.
is to let people consistently let people know about the profession of personal historians, so memoir writers, oral historians,
Okay.
video
Yeah.
biographers, legacy artists like myself, and then
Yeah.
also about photo managers.
Yeah.
They can do both physical organizing, and even
Yeah.
if you're remote, I imagine you could do a remote organizing job and still work with that client who may have physical analog
Yes. Oh,
photos
yes.
and things. You can work from afar, even if you partner with someone that's local to the
Oh,
person,
yes. Yes. That's
right? So
also.
there's
Yeah.
all kinds
So
of
many
options.
possibilities. Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it mostly well, there are a lot of photo managers, of course, everywhere, but there are so many people that are in need of help. They are all waiting. Their photos are all waiting to be released from their boxes and from their
From their
digital chaos.
digital, from their,
Chaos,
right,
yes.
right,
From
from
their
their,
chaos, yes.
yes, yeah. And
Yes.
that's the thing. When I first started my business like 30 years ago or so, people were like, oh, just thinking about a box. And because my first business was called Memories Out of the Box, and they were
Yeah.
like, they just kept on thinking a physical box. And before BC, before COVID, I would take their phone and I'd say, it's a box.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
box. It's a digital box, and it has way more. And I love that you bring up about sustainability, because I think that this is the biggest challenge for
Oh,
people
yeah.
is they just like, oh, I'm just going to throw it in the cloud,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
That's the
I'm just
problem.
going to
Yeah.
put it up in the cloud. But it, as many people are dealing with now, is that we have these large companies that are literally, they're like, we can't afford to have it. Still is space.
Yes,
You're
it's
still
taking
taking up
space.
space. And
Yeah.
so they're saying we're shutting down our service. We're going to get rid of something. Come get your photos,
Yeah.
come get your stuff,
Yeah.
and um,
What's happening?
yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I have, of course, I'm in New York City, and we have a big
Yeah.
truck that's going by at this time.
Okay.
Hopefully, the magic of my Mac will
Yeah.
decrease the sound.
No,
Um,
it's not too bad. No, it's not too
okay,
bad.
good, good.
Yes. Well,
So
that's right. What
yeah,
you.
so I
Yeah.
love that you're addressing that,
Yeah.
because I get that a lot of times. Or even the same thing, like our friend Kathy, who said, don't let your children grow up to be a JPEG.
Yes.
you
Yes.
know like, because I've talked to people, I'm like, you need to figure out and favorite and make a thing, make photo books, print some photos, things like that, so that and often I get, oh, well, I have it in my computer, or I have it on my phone,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, so that's a really important thing.
Yes. And
Yes.
lots of people come to me and say, well, I have a lot of photos, but I don't do anything with them because it's too much.
Too
I don't know
overwhelming.
where they are. And sometimes I ask, do you also use cloud? They sometimes say, I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
And then they are
Yes.
using, they have something in the cloud, but that they weren't aware of. And
Yeah.
there's so many basic things that I start with. And
Yeah.
then comes
Yeah.
the organizing, or most people just want photo books on their laps to enjoy the photos. And that's what
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that's
love
what
that.
most people is. Some people just want the photos organized, to have them neatly organized in
Right.
year folders, and so they know they're there and they can find a photo. But
Yeah.
most of the people, I think 80%, 85% want photo books. But at
Yeah.
first you have to organize. First you have to find
Absolutely.
them. You have
Yeah. First, you have to find them.
to retrieve the nice
Yeah,
to
and then you have
retrieve
to make
the
decisions.
make decisions,
Yes.
find the pearls in it. Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
Absolutely. You
yeah,
have to curate. That's what my
curate.
my
That's a good word. Yeah.
right. That's what I said on my first. You only have three things. My process is three things.
Yeah.
It's basically gather or collect.
Yeah.
Then it's curate. Then
Yeah.
it's create. Right.
Yeah.
So creating And for
creating.
me,
Yeah,
that is the biggest thing, is that people want just organizing. I usually refer them out,
yeah.
because my passion, what I love to do, is create visual narratives, is to get them
Okay.
out of memories, out of the box, not in
Out
the
of the
box,
box.
out of
Yeah.
the box.
Yes, that's right. That's what we have to do with the photos too. You have to enjoy them to relive the memories, to relive the moments again. So yes,
Exactly, just like the things, right? Just like
yeah, yeah.
your
I'm wearing it. It's not
yes,
in my it's
right.
not in my jewelry
Safety
box,
box, or
safety
safety.
box. Yeah, lots of those things are in
Safe
safety
deposit box.
boxes. Yes, but
Right.
I just wear it. That's what
Yeah.
people have to wear their photographs too.
Yes,
That's
exactly. I
yeah,
love that concept of wearing their photographs, having them easily accessible so that they can
easily
remember.
accessible. Yeah,
These are our souvenirs of life, right? These are the
yes,
things that that help us, and that's what I in this in the work that I do and this show, I say things that matter. And I
things that
think that
matter. Yeah,
I think most people can end up realizing it's not actually the things that matter. It's not like I'm super attached to things.
no,
It's that those things connect with a story.
yeah, yeah.
It's the stories that get attached to those things. And for
Mhm.
some reason, by seeing them, by touching them, by showing them, they spark a whole, like a whole thing of
Yeah,
life, and history, and
yeah.
that's what gets me all excited about it.
Yeah, yeah, it's great when you see people reliving uh, their life, actually their family life, the
Yeah.
life of their family. Because one of my clients gave me a great feedback. She said, "We have a new you gave us a new perspective on our family history."
Yes.
Because all photographs came out of the boxes, out of old albums, and we made one new family
Yeah.
album, new
Yeah.
perspective. Yeah, that's a great.
Yeah.
I thought it was great, yeah, to hear, but because that's why you're doing it. Yeah,
Exactly. Well,
yeah,
and the thing is I think that we're all like, so many people, what do they do? Like a cultural thing. They go to museums, they
hmm,
go to historical societies. Realistically, those museums and historical societies have things, have photos and objects,
oh
right?
yeah,
So they're
yeah,
great big show and tells, is what they
yeah,
are.
yeah,
And those objects come from people,
yeah,
from families.
yeah,
So it's really, like you said, it when you don't just put it away and not think about it or get overwhelmed, you can't have a real sense of your history in the
no,
same
no,
way as
hmm,
when things are selected, they're curated, they're organized in a certain way, there's a timeline, then you reconnect with your history, your personal history, but your
yeah,
families, and then your communities, your country, everything can
hmm,
happen if there's some attention given to
yeah,
the things
yeah,
that matter.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Wow.
Yes,
Well,
yeah.
I can't thank you enough, Ellen, for joining me today. I'm just going to do my little closing,
Okay,
and then bid farewell. But so
but
thank you, everyone, and Ellen, for being here.
thank you too for inviting me and having me. Yes, it's
Yes.
great.
And as you know, I host virtual show and tales, and some in person pop up show and tales around, as I travel around the country in my little camper van named Brooklyn, with my companion, which is Flatsy the flat cat. But I do them virtually, and you can find more about that in my show notes. I also am available for donor appreciation events, for team building events, for weddings, funerals, any kind of like retirement, any situation where you're looking to build deeper connections and community and legacy. So reach out to me if you'd like to bring me or one of the people that I have trained to host these events for you. And lastly, if you are a solopreneur and you're looking for a way to build your own community and connections and legacy and grow your business, reach out to me about me teaching you how to host your own show and tales. It's a way to market that feels good and does good for
Mhm.
people who don't do the traditional route. Traditional
Mhm.
marketing doesn't work for them.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a little twist on things, reach out to me about that community as well. So thanks again for joining me for this episode of Things That Matter with Marty McNabb. And thank you so much, Ellen, for showing us this beautiful, beautiful charm necklace and sharing its story and your story.
Thank you too. Yeah.
Have a great day, everybody.